Oh, yes, we are live,
We
people.
are live indeed. And porn and goodies to all of you Ramble Maniacs, BC aliens out there, goes a little something like this. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, the Ramble Mania Show probably brings to you. Yes, I know I look like a lumberjack today, so what? But I am your former 11-time Ramble Mania heavyweight champion, Hazel, the Eye Zombie. Join along with me, as always.
It is I, your former 13-time Ramblemania champion, the one, the only king of the cosmos, TJ the Great. TJ the Great.
And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to our All Elite Wrestling WrestleDream review here on the Ramble Mania Show podcast, where we and others who were watching live on Sunday got to experience monumental moments, tear-jerking moments, and very, very, very historic moments from this whole show in honor of the late, great Antonio Inoki, 1 year since his passing. Tony Khan presented us with the inaugural AEW WrestleDream.
But before we even get into the show itself, we got to talk about fucking the pre-show where Tony does the tribute for Inoki.
Yes.
And after he does the tribute with the family and everything, the first person it cuts to backstage watching on TV is Christian Cage. They're lamenting over the legacy of New Japan's father, so to speak. So naturally, the first person they would cut to is Christian Cage, just looking evilly in the back, like. So
with the turtleneck on and everything, title on his shoulders, his arms across, like, these men had a father, huh?
So you had a father backstage. How about that?
But it looks like Christian is gonna have to be doing a lot more dad jokes, coming into play. We will talk about that later on.
Yes.
We are going to give you guys the full-on recap of the show. Do we have any news to talk about before we even begin this?
Oh, shit, I ain't even look up no news. I'll be completely honest with you.
Neither did I. I mean, what the hell? Why not? Might as well just get it underway here now and begin this goddamn recap. This is how we all do our recaps here when we grade matches. 1 is a who booked this shit. 2 is a bad. 3 is a good with a T at the end like Booker T. 4 is a solid bars. 5 is a goat. 6 and up is Meltzer rating shit. And then the ones that we don't care for, it's just a knout and a skip. So what we're going to do, what we usually do when we do this stuff live, we're going to just straight up rapid fire all of the pre-show matches that they had during the 0 hour and get ourselves ready for the main card. So let's start off with the 4 matches that they did do here. And that was match number 1, Athena and her minion in training, Billy Starks, Keith Lee, and Satoshi Kojima taking on Shane Taylor Promotions, Shane Taylor himself, Lee Moriarty, Diamante, and Mercedes Martinez in an 8-person mixed tag match. This was 5 minutes and 45 seconds. Go ahead, man. Ramble on.
All right, so I get the pre-show stuff relatively short. But I thought it was interesting that Athena and Billy were. I mean, I guess it makes sense that they would be on the babyface side because, like, they're in this kind of situation with Athena and Billy, where obviously Billy's the young babyface that Athena's trying to like coach up. But yeah, I thought it was interesting that they put them basically on the babyface side against Shane Taylor Promotions, and I mean, like, they're heel, but they're not doing anything crazy. But Diamante and Mercedes are heels, like they going around jumping girls and shit. And obviously Kojima being on that's a babyface for a club all day. But yeah, no, I thought this was fun. I guess this was their way of sneaking some other women on the show and doing something. And like Athena obviously should have been on the show. Like I feel like Athena should be on every show. She's been the ace of Ring of Honor this year.
Yeah.
And that should be paid off. So it was good to see her and Billy getting a pay-per-view spot. Good to see Keith Lee. And great to see Kojima. Like, I love that Kojima has in his couple of AEW appearances in the States has gotten like really over. Like
Yeah.
the crowds really like him.
The Forbidden Door, the last time he faced Moxley, and
Yeah.
now.
Yeah. Like every time Kojima's been here, like he's gotten a very positive reception from the crowd, and he always seems like mildly surprised by it. But like it's great. I love it. But yeah, I thought this was a fun little kickoff match. Nothing too crazy, but a solid good.
First of all, it's just obviously nice to see Keith Lee back in, like, wrestling. Like,
Yeah.
I haven't heard anything from this man since. I'm like, what the fuck is this man doing? Where is he? And then they were cutting all these promos in Collision with him, Shane Taylor, Lee Moriarty, and I'm guessing this is what it led to. Now, yeah, my thing was like, yeah, Athena's the heel. Why is she joining the baby faces here? But whatever. What the hell is this man doing in the chat?
He
What?
said today's been an interesting day. I shall give the tea Thursday. Oh my god. Okay.
What in the fuck? Okay, but whatever. All right, so good shit. Yeah, this is something that they had to add the women in because again, there was only one women's match, which is still fucked up, Tony. It's still fucked up that we are only getting one. I mean, two would have been fine, but one is not enough. I'll give this match a fucking good. All right, well, Claudio Castagnoli with Jon Moxley goes one-on-one with the AEW debut of Josh Barnett. This was 8 minutes and 15 seconds. Go ahead, TJ, run on.
All right. What color do you want? 6? Is that better? You what?
What the fuck?
Yeah, this was fun as fuck, actually. This was super fun. And I knew it would be. Claudio Castagnoli, Josh Barnett. But what also made it super fun was Mox on commentary. Because Mox on commentary is just us. He's a wrestling fan. Like he's watching it, he's pointing out moves, and he's cheering for his guy. He's like, "Yeah, Claudio, fucking get him!" To the point where he got fined. He pointed out that he got fined.
Oh my god.
Because I think it was the exact words he said was, "Make him pay for that shit."
Yeah, because like it's on YouTube, but it's also like you can get away with shit like that on YouTube, but I don't know what the fuck they were thinking with giving this man a fine. I'm guessing professionalism.
Maybe they didn't fine him. Maybe he was just talking shit. Maybe Tony was like, "Oh, don't curse it." Mox was like, "I got fined."
Oh my god.
But yeah, Mox was extremely fun on commentary, and this was again. I joked when we talked about this before that this should probably be the main event because this is the most Inoki-like match on the whole show. And after watching it, yes, I feel like this is probably the match that Inoki would most appreciate. Fucking this obviously big athlete wrestler in Claudio Castagnoli that can do just about anything against Josh Barnett, literal MMA fighter. Like it's a literal crossing of the styles. Like that's what Inoki, obviously aside from his career and everything. In the later stages of his life, that's probably what he was most known for. Inoki is trying to mix wrestling and MMA, and I thought this match was a good blend of that. So I'm gonna give this a high good.
Very fun match, very hard hitting, and it's not over. We better get this at Bloodsport for fuck's sake.
Yo, this would go crazy at Bloodsport. I would love this.
You know, Bloodsport. Brett Lauderdale does not know how to book. All right,
yo, Brett, you know what you got to do, Brett.
The fuck, man.
You know what you got to do.
Let's do it. Let's fucking do it. This is money right here. After the match, Josh Barnett was just basically saying, "Yo, we're money. We're money right now. We got to run this back one day. This is the perfect time to do it." Bloodsport. I don't care if it's fucking next year, this year, or at the end of the fucking year. We need to do this. We need to because we need hard-hitting action. Claudio got to stiff some people, and Josh Barnett probably just wants to bleed in dedication to Moxley. This is getting a 4.5. Moxley on commentary was just gold.
He was great.
This is a 4.5. Luchasaurus goes one-on-one with Nick Wayne. This was 4 minutes and 55 seconds. Go ahead, TJ Rumble.
Yeah, Luchasaurus kind of mollywopped the boy, which I guess it makes sense in terms of what happens later on. In two ways, actually, I guess. But yeah, I mean, this was. I mean, it was to make Luchasaurus look strong, give Nick Wayne a little showcase on pay-per-view. More to serve this story than to serve any type of real match purpose or anything like that. Like this show had its dream matches and its work rate shit. Like this was story. So yeah, I give it a solid good.
I also give this one a solid good. This was just to tell a story because of what happens later on at the very end of the show, which again we're gonna get to later. This is just one of those matches where it's like you gotta make this dinosaur look very, very strong. You're still going over, but you gotta make him look strong.
Yeah.
And then you have people in your ear coming to you like, are you gonna make this guy strong? Like, God damn, he's a big dude. He can get himself over.
How about he just beats me? And then they go, yeah, all right, he'll beat you.
How about that? How about he just beats me in front of my mom? For fuck's sake.
All right, yeah, great idea. He's gonna beat you.
Fucking shit. But then it turns out it didn't happen that way. Oh yeah, it did. It actually did.
Yeah, he beat him. Yeah.
I was so distracted by other shit that I was watching this match. I just didn't know what the outcome was. But then I remember that Nick Wayne got the shit kicked out of him by this dinosaur, and I'm just like, stop cutting to this man's mom's. God damn it. You're giving Christian
to his mom,
you're giving Christian reasons to slide into this woman's DMs, which he probably might have already done.
Right, we already know Christian was watching. We saw him watching backstage, so he's probably watching this match like, that's right. Let me see what's going on.
This is gonna get a good. This was a good. Again, they had to make the dinosaur look strong after apparently he self-proclaimed lost the TNT champion, which he never won it to begin with. All right. Yeah, it gets a good. It's fun for what it was. I just can't believe that Nick Wayne made him look really strong.
Yeah, that's what you had to do.
It's like, God damn it. How about I beat him? Fuck. All right, but the one title match that is defended on the 0 hour, and that is the AEW World Trios titles in a 6-person tag match. It is the Acclaimed and Daddy Ass defending the titles against the Mighty Don't Kneel. That is Bad Dude Tito, Shane Haste, and Mikey Nichols. This was 9 minutes and 20 seconds. Go ahead, TJ, ramble
on. Shout out to the Acclaimed. I feel like the Acclaimed, in their trios titles reign so far has they did it before that too, but they've sort of like mastered the art of just having like a fun 10-minute trios match. Like I feel like all their matches sort of fall in this range of fucking fun, back and forth, heavy crowd interaction. Like those dudes are always so over. Like,
yeah.
Again, I'm pretty sure we talked about it before, how people call them the modern day New Age Outlaws, the Acclaimed. And I mean, it tracks. They literally have one of the New Age Outlaws with them. Yeah. But they really are that act that can just come out, pop a crowd, have a super fun match, and get everybody like really rocking for the show. So, I mean, it's good. It's good. They're great in an opening spot. They're great in the main event spot too, because like you said, when we went to Grand Slam, they were the last match recorded, and enough like we saw their entrance, and like after they did their entrance, people were scissoring and going crazy, and then people started getting up and leaving. Like, all right, we got the scissor, we got to see the Acclaimed, and next do his rap, we're good. So yeah, the Acclaimed are in a great spot, I feel, with this, and TMDK were good opponents. I'm gonna give this a solid good.
It's always nice to see new teams make their way into AEW. I mean, I know it's one of those where it's like you're not going over, but we're gonna put you on TV. So it was nice to see the Mighty that Don't Kneel make their AEW in-ring debuts here. As far as the Acclaim goes, I have a feeling that they're just gonna keep rocking with these trios belts because these trios belts are hot. They're selling for $5,000 if you really want to buy them, and at the same time, they're one of the most hottest teams in AEW. They're the best homegrown team aside from Billy Gunn. They get the crowd over. They have good bars. They spit good shit. My issue with it is the match just didn't feel as if this was a trios title. Like this felt more of like a dark match. And I don't mean like, just because we're watching this shit on YouTube, it's not a dark match. I mean a dark match where it's like, we're off air, we're not watching the show anymore, so whatever we're not seeing, the people that are there live are seeing it.
That's what it's more a fun match for the live crowd than like something with big stage. I get what you mean.
Yeah. I mean, it was still fun. What it was, I would love to see more of TMDK because not most of us watch New Japan at the times that they air the shows. And that shit gets really annoying because we all need our sleep. So I'm going to give this match a solid good trios match, good 0 hour in order for us to open the show the right way. And the right way is this. TJ, are you ready?
I am ready.
All right. Well, I don't have to do anything else. It's the minutes of the approval of the Ramblemania show. This is the tale of WrestleDream becoming rated R. Without further ado, let's get ready to rumble!
You got heat coming later, young wolf. I promise you.
AEW WrestleDream in Seattle, Washington at the Climate Pledge Arena. 10 goddamn matches on the main card. Gotta stop doing that shit, Tony. You gotta stop doing that shit. That shit gets annoying.
I'll say this. If he is going to do more pay-per-views, then they should probably be shorter. Yes. Because if it's only 4 a year, then okay, you could get away with doing all of them like 4.5 hours or something like that. But if it's like 6 or 8 or God forbid 12, then you can't do that every month.
But you know what's so crazy? You know, originally, the main card started at 8 o'clock. But you know what time the show originally started? At 6:30.
Yeah.
Because all they did was let Stokely, Renee, and RJ City talk for that half an hour, and then the following hour after that was all matches. I'm just like, okay, this is an issue, and you're right about that. If this is going to be the thing where we're going into 2024 with 12 pay-per-views out of the year, then how about you keep your big 4 shows at least 3 hours tops, maybe 3.5, but don't go more than 4. All the other pay-per-views got to do 2.5 at least. But you cannot be doing fucking 10 matches every goddamn show. Because guess what? You got 4 weeks to build all this shit up. Doesn't make any goddamn sense.
I'm not going to hold you. Like a good 2 hour, 50-minute AEW pay-per-view would be crazy. That'd probably be like the greatest pay-per-view of all time.
It would be so relieving. You know, minus the 0 hour, which I need to remind people, we don't go live for that stuff. Not because we don't want to, because everybody else has shit to do before the main card begins. So nobody's going to stick around watching a whole hour of wrestling that could feel like a goddamn Rampage show. And I understand. I get it completely. Some people actually want to be committed and watch the whole damn thing, along with the media scrum. You know how long that is? That's literally 8 goddamn hours of your job shift.
That's a work day.
I don't think anybody want to do that.
AEW pay-per-views are work days.
And I did that last year for fucking All Out with the whole Punk shit. And I'm just like, I'm never doing an 8-hour stream again unless if it's gaming.
Well, at least you got a fucking legendary set of moments for an 8-hour stream last year.
Yeah, I was by myself. So
yeah.
Honestly, I honestly can't give myself the benefit of the doubt. I kept on with that shit. All right, but with 10 matches on the card, which was probably the most annoying thing Tony Khan has ever done, he has to stop it. We open up the show with a 2-on-1 handicap match for the Ring of Honor World Tag Team titles. MJF bringing in both belts like he's Perk Angle from TNA to take on the Righteous of Vincent. And look at the tongue, look at the tongue. It's a fucking Dutch.
It's my guy.
This match was 9 minutes and 40 seconds of bullshit. Go ahead, TJ. Let the ramble begin.
So you know how you just said the Acclaim match felt like a dark match?
This is what it felt like.
This match felt like a dark, and I like this match. Like I like what they did. I thought MJF was great in doing all his stuff, kangaroo kick, all the good stuff, all the good MJF stuff. My issue with the match is they've been building up the Righteous for quite a while. Like you know this, Hazel. Like we've been watching. Like even before they started to build toward them going for the titles, they were building them up with Ring of Honor, feuding with the Dark Order and all that.
Exactly.
So they've been building them up. So I figured going into this, the reason I picked the Righteous to win to begin with is because I figured, I wasn't surprised that MJF won, but I thought like it's a good spot to take it off them. Like, it's a handicap match. Like, if you're gonna beat MJF, a handicap match is a good spot to do it. And you got these guys that you've been building up for quite a while. Like, it's not a bad choice. But I guess Tony's got other plans, which is fine. But I feel like in that you've been building these guys up, I feel like I was expecting MJF to have to do more to beat them because, again, the whole build behind this match and the story was it's a handicap match. MJF doesn't have his partner. Can he beat these guys by himself? And the answer is pretty much yeah, he can. No problem. Which is kind of whack. Like it doesn't bode well for the righteous. Like it kind of makes it feel like this could have been a match on like a Rampage or something, or even Ring of Honor TV. Like, imagine ending a Ring of Honor taping with MJF. That'd be great for that live crowd. They'd probably be up for it. They'd probably be more up for it than this crowd was. But again, like I just figure that I feel like the better path to taking this match would have been, since MJF is a babyface now and he's kind of doing the Eddie Guerrero thing where he's our scumbag. So like he still does all the MJF shit he did before, cheating and all that. But there's like now the crowd, he can wink, wink and nudge at the crowd with it and they'll cheer because he's a babyface now. Like, we rock with it. He's our scumbag. So I was expecting, and I think they should have done more like scumbag stuff for MJF in this match. And people would have rocked with it, for one, because he's a babyface. And for two, you can justify it because, like, you got to fight two people. So, of course, he was going to cheat.
Yeah.
But he sort of just, he just beat them. Like, he was able to get around them and circumvent them, and they got heat on him for a little bit. Like, he didn't squash them or nothing like that. He ain't make them look terrible, but he just beat them. So it was kind of, whatever in that sense. I give it a high bat. Like, again, I thought it was a fine performance from all the guys involved, but I just thought the construction and the booking of it could have been a little better. Dave!
What's up, Dave?
What the frick, Dave? Do you want to come on and review WrestleDream with us, or are you busy?
He might be busy. But look here, let me keep it a buck here. Fuck this match, okay?
Oh, damn.
Fuck it. I don't think I've ever done this with AEW. But who booked this shit?
Oh, no.
I'm sorry. Y'all made the Righteous look like Mayor Eric Adams. Fucking clowns, son. What the fuck? That is so bad. Like, yo, this match could have been on this could have been on Honor Club. This match could have just straight up been on Honor Club. It didn't need to be on this card. The only reason that they did it is because, one, they wanted to keep building the tag belts. Two, they didn't want to pull it out of the fucking card because Adam Cole got injured. So they figured, all right, if MJF's not going to do double duty, he'll defend both the belts. And three, what made it even worse is that we still didn't even get this whole bullshit with what happened with Jay White. I was expecting that in this match, and we didn't even get that. All we got was just MJF wrestling, and I'm like, all right, you pulling out all the hits. Who the fuck you think you are, Tony Bennett? What the fuck? Nah, son. This made the Ring of Honor tag belts look ridiculous. The fact that one guy, you are not Kurt Angle in TNA. You're not on the perks. So stop with this shit.
Yeah. You might be.
I am fucking, I'm so appalled by how this match turned out to be. And yeah, MJF was going to win. It's just how they were going to fucking do it. And you know what? The only reason it's getting a who booked this shit because he only defended the Ring of Honor tag belts. You didn't think they can make that man an actual fighting champion and defended his belt on the show? Like, this is the second time that the world title... Well, wait. No. Actually, this is the first time, the very first time, that the world title has not been defended.
Yeah, on the AEW show. So,
what the fuck, Tony? This was... It's bad. It's fucking bad. This is why it's getting a who booked this shit. I would have just gave it an out, but at least they made the Righteous feel like they were worthy of beating MJF, but then they looked like fucking clowns at the end. It's just diminished. It really diminished the tag belts, and I fucking hated that shit. You gotta do more.
I like that they saved the Jay White thing. Makes you want to tune into the show. Save it for the show. I agree with that. It's a hook. I get that.
I agree with that also, but I felt like maybe that whole thing with Jay White could have gotten involved in this match, and it would have been more interesting. Doesn't it feel interesting? Doesn't it make me feel ready to be honored by the late great Antonio Inoki? This match made me want to take a shit.
Oh Dave, I get it. I don't think it was as bad as Hazel thinks it was, but I do understand why he does think it was bad. I do get his point. And again, like I just outlined, there were things with the match that I had issues with, but overall I didn't think it was bad.
That's the thing, like we all like MJF. He's our scumbag. Get it. We get it. But there's also that one moment where your all-time favorite wrestler ends up having a bad fucking match. And you just gotta accept that it was fucking bad. And that point, who booked this shit?
All your favorites eventually have a bad match, except Brian Daniels.
Nix. This is what I was thinking could have been the main event, but Tony Khan in his booking. That's why I'm happy that he gave our fellow Peep Man Christian the fucking main event here. But Eddie Kingston defending both the Ring of Honor World Championship and the NJPW Strong Openweight Championship against Shibata Katsuyori. This was just 11 flat. Go ahead, TJ, ramble on.
This was the other match that Inoki was probably looking down at most proud. Like, this is the work that I put in. This is my legacy living on through these two men. Like, if you know Eddie Kingston and Katsuyori Shibata, you knew what you were getting in this match. Like, and they delivered to that exact expectation. I love the fucking hard hitting between these two. I love that ever, like, I love when Eddie wrestles Japanese dudes because he really loves bringing in that dichotomy of King's Road versus pure strong style. Like, I love that Eddie is in this space where he can do that now, where he's just like wrestling these fucking Japanese legends. Like, he was out there with Akiyama and fucking he got to meet Tao, and it's so cool. Like, it's so cool that Eddie Kingston was almost fucking retired, and now here he is with 2 belts, and he's out here wrestling legends.
Yes.
So the fucking great match this was. Like, Shibata said at the end that he wasn't committed to New Japan, so if Tony wanted to sign him, he could.
Give him the bag.
Give him the bag, Tony. That's, Tony. That's Katsuyori Shibata. Give him the bag.
You kind of had him in Ring of Honor for like a year now. Give that man the bag already. Like, what are you waiting for?
Get that man the bag. He deserves it. This gets bars, by the way. Bars. Straight up bars. Because, again, in the spirits of Antonio Inoki, this match, scratch that itch, probably the best on the main card. But yeah, great fucking match. I love this. MJF don't defend the world title on one show and it gets who booked the shit, but when Roman don't, yeah, I get what I'm saying. But it's a different circumstance.
There's a difference between Roman and MJF. Roman's been doing this for 3 years. MJF now won. And you know what the difference is? Roman's a big name. And he gets to take all the time that he needs. And the bloodline shit has actually been very popular. And the
hilarious thing is, MJF has actually been like working a ton. Like,
exactly.
He's been doing fucking AEW. Like, he hasn't done Ring of Honor yet, but given that, he's the champion, like, he could probably do a show eventually. Like, he's been doing a lot lately. Like more than
this is what I wanted, but I got something better out of it instead. A world title defense in honor of Inoki. But no, what did I get? I got something better. That, well, again, I'm going to keep repeating myself. We're going to talk about later.
Yeah.
I'm giving this match I'm going to one up you here. 4 3/4.
I respect it.
I respect it. My God. This was a fight. This was an absolute pure heart, like just pure street. Pure street from Eddie. Pure from Shibata. It's just, my God. This is the type of shit that you would want to fucking record and then put it on a tape and be like, yo, I want to trade this tape with you if you got something interesting that I'll be willing to look at. But I got this Shibata Eddie Kingston match. You're going to love this shit.
This would definitely be one of those tape traded matches. Definitely.
Yes.
Because Eddie would be the dude you knew from local, and then he wrestling the Japanese legend.
This is one of those matches where you want to introduce someone to, different style. You want to introduce them to pro wrestling, not sports entertainment. Have them watch this match. Have them watch it. And then you'll see how hard-hitting, how fucking dedicated, how much heart, how much blood, how much sweat, how much tears these men are willing to put out for everyone watching in that arena, everyone watching at home. They gave it their all here. And I enjoyed each and every single moment of it. I don't think there was ever a time where I actually looked down on my fucking desk to look at my phone. I was literally, my eyes were glued onto this match. Because this was the match that I was like, I'm really excited for. I just wish it was the semi-main or somewhere in between, not the second match. But I am going to give it a bars and 3/4. This was just outstanding. Again, strong style, meeting King's Road, Eddie with that Noah stuff with the 4 pillars of heaven, Shibata being one of the 3 musketeers in New Japan. You can't fucking compare that to anything else. And if you do, you're a fucking liar.
It's real shit.
Next match, though. Chris Statlander defends her AEW Turner Broadcasting Syndicate, whatever the fuck, championship.
This man gave the whole name.
Shout out to you, Teddy. You're still beating Vince because you have control and he doesn't.
I mean,
no, Vince is out of power. It's Emmanuel Ari, whatever the fuck his name is. That's
Ari Emanuel. He's the boss, but
yes. I'm not angry, Dave. I'm just having fun. This is how I usually am when we do these fucking recaps involving Japanese stuff. Yeah, so TBS Championship was on the line. Chris Statlander defends against Julia Hart with Brody King at ringside. This was 9 flat. Go ahead, TJ Rumble.
Yo, so this was Julia's best match. This is the best match she's had.
Damn right.
Yeah. And it was a great spot for her to have it. Like, after they've been pushing her for all these weeks, they've been building her up. I think that one graphic, I think it was on Collision, that showed she was on a 20-match win streak or whatever. So clearly
it was like 28 matches.
Yeah, they've been building her up heavy into this point. And she's been obviously getting over. Like, obviously the entrance is super fucking fire. Probably one of the best entrances in the whole company. And the people are getting along with the matches too, which is the other half of the equation. And in this match, they got the most with it, I think, out of anything yet. Like, by the end of this, they bought Julia. They bought her as someone that could beat Chris Statlander and win the title. So they were popping and going off for all the near falls and everything. Like, when she kicked out of the Saturday Night Fever the first time, people went crazy. So, like, the push for Julia has 100% worked. Like, it's worked like a charm. She's approaching now that upper echelon in the AEW women's division with the Statlanders and the Sheetas and all of them. Like, she's approaching them now. I think with a performance like this.
Yes.
So fucking great for her. And great for Statlander, who she's been killing this reign. Like, she's been having great matches with fucking anybody you put in front of her so far. Emi Sakura, the Jade match, which ended up being Jade's last AEW match, but that was great. Like, that was one of Jade's best matches. Truth be told,
that too.
So yeah, Chris Statlander has come back and she is locked in. Like, she's on a roll right now. This was probably the surprise of the night in terms of like match quality. Like, the women only got one spot on the major card, and they took this and they made it count.
Yes,
100% made this count. So I'm gonna give this a high goods. I'm praised. Yeah, a lot of praise for this. High goods.
I can honestly say, before I even talk about this, there's breaking news going around that like we might get Jade sooner than we think. I mean, like this weekend, they're saying that she might pop up at Fastlane.
Oh, hey, I wouldn't be opposed.
I mean, that's the next title defense coming up this Saturday, and I need to remind people that TJ the Great lost the belt to Twin, who is now officially a 3-time Ramblemania heavyweight champion. We ain't gonna play the song though, because
I don't play it for him, but that's our tribal chief.
Yeah, that is our tribal savage there. But this match, I was just in the zone here. It's like the minute Julia's entrance hits, I go away, the counterpart shows up, and I just feel like I'm in a trance, possessed when I hear this fucking girl's theme. It's like, oh my God, I wanna sacrifice something right now. Let's go. Let's
I
go.
need to
Where's the
sacrifice.
chickens? This honestly was Julia's. I mean, ever since they started building this up, she's been having really, really good matches. And again, this undefeated streak has just been really amazing. And yeah, I guess that's basically Chris Statlander's gimmick is defeat the undefeated. And I'm like, fuck, this isn't good.
If Julia goes to WWE, we know.
Oh my god, man. Nah, I don't even want to think that. But no, it's just I liked Julia's gear also, and it was just very, 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 very intriguing. She had to be looking at past matches before she had to do this match. Because my God, she studied a lot and she was taking bumps. She was doing spots. I'm not saying that there was anything in this match that seemed bad. Yeah, there were some fuck ups here and there, but they recovered from it. My favorite part of it all was Chris Statlander was one step ahead of Julia. Oh, you got that, miss? Sight! Smack that shit out your fucking hand.
She's prepared for that.
From that point on, it was like right then and there, the streak was going to end. And I'm okay with it because it doesn't hurt Julia in the long run. She's still protected overall. And that's why I say that this shit's not over. We could possibly see this be run back at full gear. And I'm telling you right now, we have to run it back. We have to, because I'm not saying that I want Chris Statlander to lose his belt, but I feel like this rivalry with Julia will mean so much. The only thing that we need to do now is get Sky Blue involved.
She got misted, so
yes, because she needs to be the one to do the turn on Chris in order to make it seem like, okay, she's part of the House of Black, but then it's like another swerve, and then she's just a heel on her own. Like this is what the House of Black basically did. They made her completely different. She won't listen to us now. She's on her own. I'm gonna give the match 3.5. It was actually pretty fun. I think we were both on the same with that. It was just very fun. And again, I could say the only negative about it is that Tony, my man's, stop with the alleged substances and start booking more women's wrestling. For fuck's sake.
Listen, Tony like his weed and he do it.
I'm just saying, bro, like, you know, a lot of people have been saying that. And ever since we saw that sign that says book the women's division better on Dynamite, it's like, it's really been haunting Tony. It's really been haunting some of the guys in the back that run the women's division.
This
and
is
that's
what
the
we
problem.
talked about with that division. Like they will have moments and matches like this one where you have two women that both come out of it looking very good. So you should be able to build on that momentum, but then so much of the time they don't. So hopefully they do. Like you have Chris Statlander, who's a great champion right now. You have Julia Hart, who you've built up to be a great contender. So hopefully now you can keep her in that position and you can keep the momentum going. I think that, like I've always said, I think that's the main issue with the women's division. They can do good things with it, but they don't keep the momentum.
Yeah. Next match. I need to remind people that, like, this is match number 4. I just explained all the times that these matches had. So you mean to tell me within 4 matches we're still in hour 1 of this show?
Yeah.
What in the fuck? Hold on. Besides the other match that was like less than 10 minutes, everything else is in the 20s after this. Now this is the Fatal 4-Way tag match to determine the number 1 contenders for the AEW World Tag Belts. Young Bucks, Lucha Bros, The Guns, Orange Cassidy, and Hook. This was 12 minutes and 40 seconds. Go ahead, TJ, rumble
on. It's crazy. I was watching this match and, like, you know how sometimes you watch a match or a game or something and you watch like your favorite athlete and then you realize, oh man, he getting up there. He getting up there. This was one of the few times that I was watching a Young Bucks match and I realized, man, these boys got a lot of miles on them, bro. And they're still great. Like, you know, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But it's just certain things I noticed, like with Matt and even Nick, like they do move like a tiny infinite step slower than what they used to, and sometimes that pops off, especially in matches like this, which I think the Young Bucks are probably the best tag team of all time at multi-man matches in particular. Like when it comes to like 3-team, 14 matches, like the Young Bucks always fucking know how to put together an absolute banger in that case. I thought this was also, in that range, a very good match. You got the Lucha Bros in there. You don't miss with them. I like that the Guns got so much airtime as like the shithead heels in this match because they were the only heels. Yeah,
I loved it.
They were the only heels, so they got a lot of focus in that vein, and I think it's good because it shows how much the Guns have grown. Like they've grown into a really good, fun heel tag team now. Like, I keep saying with Bullet Club Gold, they're too fun. They're gonna turn babyface soon because they're too fucking fun.
What is it that Mordecai and Rigby say in regular show? They're so much fun.
Yeah,
so much fun.
They're so much
so
fun.
Much fun. So much fun.
They are so much fun. And so fun, I feel like they're going to... Same as the New Age Outlaws, truth be told. Same as their dad. They were so fun, they ended up turning babyface.
So much fun.
Yeah. So I definitely think that's coming. I'm going to give this a good and a half.
I really liked this match. It was fun. There was a lot of Canadian destroyers, though. Like, this is the match where it's like, there's no need for the lockups and the wrestles. This is the match that everyone complains about. This is the one where everyone just does a fucking 450, 630, do your topes, your corkscrews, and all that shit. All do the crazy shit at the very beginning of the match. And then you get to the wrestling when it's like, yo, we've been doing this shit for 5 minutes. Can we, like, actually start the wrestling, please?
Slow it down, brother. Slow it down.
My thing is this. It should have went to the Guns. Because why the fuck did the Young Bucks need this? This is the match where I said the wrong team won. The Young Bucks really did not need this shit. They really didn't. Oh, why? Because Full Gear is going to be in California. So the fuck what?
Well, I mean, Bucks and FTR in like a stip match, 2 or 3 falls maybe, or something like that.
I mean, if there is a stipulation added to it, then yes, I will be interested. But at the same time, it's also like, you got all these other fucking teams. Like Hook and Orange Cassidy would have had that shot. The Guns should have gotten that shot because after they lost to FTR, after they lost those belts to FTR, they never got their fucking rematch. Yeah. So it's like, this was the perfect opportunity. And not only that, we should have gotten Bullet Club Gold over after Jay White got his ass beat on Wednesday. We should have gotten them over here. I'm not saying that this match was bad. This match was great. My thing is the wrong team won. I'm not hating on the Young Bucks. Do you, y'all AVPs? Y'all made the decision. Good shit. But did y'all really need it? Did y'all really need this? I would have been better off with Hook and Orange Cassidy winning this shit. And you know they're probably going to lose against FTR, but shit. We need fresh teams for FTR. I can't be going into 2050 being like, it's Young Bucks and FTR 1000 for the AEW World Title. Shut the fuck up.
That would happen if they were in WWE.
That would happen with Cody and Roman.
Shit, they would do the dream match and then just keep doing it. Do it.
This is the rivalry that everyone wants to see because the BTE skits fucked the Revival. And, the fact that one show that they did, they had no fucking crowd. So I get it. But how many times do we need to see it? How many times do I have to see Cash Wheeler do a springboard 450 and miss? All because he wants to do the flippy shit. How many times do I need to see that, Tony? How many times do I need to see that, Matt and Nick? And especially you, Kenny. How many times do I need to see this?
Well, what does Kenny have to do with this?
He's EVP.
So but it's Tony that made the decision. It's Tony.
Tony, get off the alleged substances. Start booking tag teams right. For fuck's sake. I love you and all because you brought my hero. You brought my fucking hero. But get off the shit and start booking actual tag teams to face FTR. The Guns. I wanted the Guns to come out to many men. You didn't even get that. All in all, I'm giving the match a fucking 3.5. This was fun. I didn't even get to talk about the Lucha Bros. It's just like, it's like persona non grata. Phoenix has a title. What the fuck? But
right, and he's wrestling Nick Jackson on Wednesday.
That too. But then again, I would have loved to see FTR and the Lucha Bros. But then it's like, Please don't assume that just because I didn't talk about the Lucha Bros, I don't give a fuck about them. I love those guys. It's just everyone basically does the same shit in this match except for the Guns and Hook and Orange Cassidy.
Yeah, Hook don't do destroyers, and the Guns are heels.
Exactly. So it's just like, and not only that, well, I think it was Colton that was taking all the fucking Canadians.
Yep.
I was just like, yo, are you gonna take this bump or what, bro? Like the fuck?
Yeah, Colton was like, I'll do some flip bumps for tonight.
Fuck it. Not even a 3.5. I'll give it a bars. I'll give this match a bars. The only negative was the Young Bucks winning. I really think they didn't deserve that. But whatever. You want to run the super kicks back again. You want the crowd to chant fuck the Revival on Full Gear because of your hometown. Whatever. I just hope you don't go over. Okay? Now we cut to the nitty gritty with basically all the real shit that took longer than expected, because from hour 2 going forward to the very end, this is where basically the show got real. Swerve Strickland with Prince Nana at ringside, defeating Hangman Adam Page. This match was 2015, the year that wrestling sucked. Go ahead, CJ, ramble on.
This match ruled. Fucking, we knew Swerve was gonna be over because hometown and all that.
Because whose house?
It's Swerve's house, and it was 1,000% Swerve's house.
Oh yeah, home field advantage number 1.
Yeah. And I mean, everybody talks about how much Swerve has proven himself since he left WWE. And I mean, like, we knew this when he was in Lucha Underground. He was the shit. Before he was there.
Killshot, he was the shit, bro.
Yeah, the fucking who was Mox? It was Mox that was like, "Yo, Killshot was you were Killshot. That's my favorite wrestler. He was awesome."
I can't believe you were Killshot, man. Yo,
that's one of my
Dante
favorite.
Fox, that was fucking awesome.
That's one of my favorite Mox stories that he met Swerve. It was like, "You were Killshot. That guy ruled." But yeah, this match was fucking great, man. Swerve, like, obviously Swerve is a great wrestler. Like, that's always been apparent. But like, the thing that this match made really clear is that dude has so much fucking presence, bro. Like, he has main event aura for sure. Like, if you ever doubted that or denied that or wonder no more. Like, he pulled up in this building. I mean, truth be told, you should have known that at Wembley when he had 80,000 people go in Swerve's house. But in this instance where he comes out, Nana does the dance. Nana's doing the dance, going crazy, and the crowd's popping for that. And like the juxtaposition, the aura of those two together just works so fucking well. And Swerve just did an interview where he talked about how, like, yo, I love that Nana took it and made it so big now. Like, it's almost his song more than in his mind.
Exactly.
And, yeah. And it works because, like he said, there's no other manager that has that type of camaraderie or relationship with their wrestler. So it's unique. It's cool. And this match was fucking dope as hell, man. Like,
God,
fucking those. I think it was Young Wolf that was asking. I think it was during this. Like, which is most vicious, the PK or a house call. The house call Swerve was hitting in this match were nasty, bro. Like, he was going, like, everything looked snug, everything looked tight. If this was a show yourself as a main eventer opportunity against like Hangman, Swerve 1,000.
You could obviously tell that Hangman didn't put his hands up for this shit.
No, Hangman was taking them shits. Like, he was giving it right back to Swerve, so they were both going off. I love this match, bro. This was great. I'm giving this a bars.
All I'm just gonna say is, whose house?
Swerve's house.
That man, you right. He has the aura. He's been had that since he went to WWE. This guy was already a star. Problem is, there was no utilization for him in that company. The minute he left and he came here, it's like, all right, we had the tag run with him and Keith, but now we got to start making him feel like an actual serious fucking threat. And this match, the build to this, my God, the promo work that these two were putting on. A lot of people give Hangman a lot of shit that he doesn't know how to talk. He's a good talker when it gets personal. Okay? This was more of a work shoot. You know, what's your buckshot to my kill shot? That's like, greatest fucking lie anyone could ever say to Hangman Adam Page.
Bar.
Because at this point right now, he's telling you, you're the past. You're the past. You're the old timer. I'm going to stomp over you, and I'm going to be the top guy that I was supposed to be all these years ago when I walked into All Elite Wrestling. I loved it. And then the match started. And it just got better. The biggest negative that I'm going to say is someone is an HBK mark. Someone said, I'm going to pull out the 2002 Survivor Series brown tights where I won my very last World Heavyweight Championship in the Elimination Chamber, and I'm going to go out there and fight Swerve. That shit was so atrocious. I literally focused on the match, but every time the cameraman went up close to Hangman, I'm like, yo, I don't want to look at this man's tights. He looked like he just shot himself. Like, my God. Like, this is why you rarely see a lot of people wear brown in wrestling. It doesn't go well. It doesn't work at all. And the fact that Hangman did that, like, good, you want to pay homage to Shawn Michaels, but still awful. This match, though, was just so hard-hitting. So hard-hitting. Indeed, though. This is the story that we really needed to see, because now in the near future, people are going to start looking at Swerve as like, this guy's the main event. Indeed. This guy has the money. This guy has the charisma. This guy has the swag. And overall, he has the athletic capabilities to be in that ring with the best that they put him with. It could be Bryan Danielson. He could do the exact same shit he did here to Hangman. Moxley, exact same shit. Ricky Starks, the exact same shit. It's just... It's so intriguing the way that this man wrestles, because it just feels like he's hitting you for real. And it does look like that. And this man knows how to do the mind game shit so well. And Nana being Nana is just great, because we don't get a lot of managers like that. All you get is just the plain old managers that just stand there with their little gimmick, whether if it's a fucking mega horn, a tennis racket, Paul Heyman's brick ass phone from the 80s, or Bobby Heenan being called a weasel. This man actually, like, Nana got me doing the dance, bro. And I'd rather do that than the fucking Daniel Garcia. Because last time I checked, I don't fuck air. This match is getting a fucking GOAT. Giving this match a GOAT. This match was just...
I respect it.
This is one of the matches that everyone was excited for this match. Everybody was. They gave these guys time. You gave them 20 minutes of time. That's all Swerve needed to tell this story. Is it over? I don't know, but I think tomorrow night we'd have to find out if it's going to be over. But I'm giving this match a GOAT. This was just so fucking amazing. Next match. Ricky Starks versus Wheeler Yuta. Match was 9 minutes and 55 seconds. Go ahead, TJ, ramble
on. This was another more or less, part story, but also part we gotta reestablish Ricky because he's taking some L's lately. Yeah. So yeah, they put Ricky in a solid spot to get a solid win against Yuta here, and they had a good back and forth match here. Like Yuta is always good for a good fucking sprint, which is probably why they chose him to put him in there with Ricky. But he's always good for a solid sprint. And it was also an opportunity to get Mox back out there in commentary, which any excuse you have from now on to get John Moxley on commentary is one you should take, because he's fucking tremendous. Again, him getting up and coaching Wheeler from the sidelines, like, make him pay for that shit, Wheeler. Get your ass up. Come on. Like, after he lost, he getting fucked up in the back. The PCC whooping his ass. He getting jumped by the PCC for losing.
Exactly.
But yeah, again, yeah, solid reestablishing of Ricky. I'm gonna give this a solid good.
Bro, this was a TV match that did not need to be on this fucking show. I'm telling you the truth. This was again, when you have basically what could be the 14 to 15 match card here, some of these gotta go. Some of these don't need to be on the fucking pay-per-view. And Ricky Starks versus Wheeler Yuta was not one of those matches that needed to be on this card. But they did it anyway because Ricky was getting losses on TV and on pay-per-view. So now it's time for him to get a win back. That means he's facing Moxley next. Either that or he's going to be facing Claudio and then Moxley. Because at this point right now, he's doing the Mortal Kombat Tower Challenge. He's just facing everyone in BCC. Like, shit. The match was still good for what it was, but, Moxley is basically the highlight of that match. Just selling the commentary, doing all this other shit. Fucking, being Mox, just being unprofessional as he is. And he's like, sorry, guys, I got fined. I can't swear. I'm like, fuck, bullshit. But it was still fun. I just wish they didn't have to do this on this show because the crowd was kind of fucking dead going into this match. After Hangman and Swerve, the crowd was pretty much dead here. Not that nobody gave a shit. They did, but the energy was fading, and it was fading fast, and something had to change. So I'll give it a solid good. I was gonna give it a 2.5, but again, Moxley is the reason why the match was interesting because his commentary was just funny and hilarious and fucking entertaining.
Yeah.
Next match, the Ultimate Technical Wrestling match. This shit should have just been an Ultimate Submission match. God damn. Bryan Danielson taking on the New Japan World Television Champion Zack Sabre Jr. in a non-title singles match. The Dream Match is what Tony Khan called it. This was 22 minutes and 45 seconds. Go ahead, TJ. Ramble on.
This is the one match I watched again. I haven't got to watch the whole show again, but I definitely made sure that I was going to watch this shit again. Yeah. Again, like, this is one of those instances where you get a dream match, and the dream match is everything you could have expected and even more. Like, the early story of Danielson and Sabre basically filling each other out, and then Sabre sort of taking the lead and out wrestling Danielson for a little bit while Danielson got himself together, and then Sabre goading Danielson and using his bad arm for strikes and fucking himself up. Like, I thought all that shit was really dope. And like, some of the execution of some of the shit in this match is some of the best execution you will ever see. Like, Danielson did like a roll through into a Jujikatami, which was the cleanest shit I've ever seen.
That was clean.
He did a dragon screw that looked fucking real. Like, it really looked like he took fucking Zack Sabre Jr.'s leg and just
his ankle.
The fuck out of it.
His ankle was twisted. When I sent you that clip in slow motion, I'm like, yo, that had to be one of the most graphic things next to Rey Fenix's shocking arm injury.
Bro,
my God.
Like, that was the best dragon screw I've ever seen, ever in my life. I was like, yo, that was insane.
We're getting real.
Just like, again, you want to talk about wrestling. Like, wrestling.
This was it.
This shit right here, nigga. Right here, this shit. This shit here, nigga. This is wrestling.
Yo.
I don't know how many times I gotta say Bryan Danielson is the greatest of all time. Like, he is. But, like, obviously, Zack Sabre Jr. in this match, and I know that every time I watch him, but, like, especially in this match, like, this was the ultimate test of it, and this was, like, he passed it with flying colors. How Zack Sabre Jr. has grown as a wrestler who obviously knows how to do all the moves and everything, but what really makes a wrestler great is the in betweens of everything. How you go from spot to spot, how you manage your facial expressions and emotions and all that other stuff.
Yes.
Like it's the in betweens of it that make you a really, really great wrestler. And Brian Danielson is one of the greatest baby faces of all time. Like you work against babyface Brian Danielson, like you're basically set up, like because once he fires up, the crowd's going crazy and you're in cruise control. But the other half of that is being the heel to put the heat on him to build that sympathy up so he can work that sympathy. And like Saber was a machine in this. Dude was a fucking machine. Like everything he did, every opportunity he saw for like I went to talking about earlier with the arm, we go to Danielson and using the arm. Everything he did like that in this match was perfect. Like he would take an opportunity, seize upon it, and then work like that one limb that he was targeting with a bunch of different great submissions and force dragging the workout. And like the technical aspect of wrestling is something I've always loved. It's something that's like underrated
Yes.
and not done as much anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Because not a lot of guys really work that style. They can really do that style. But like watching Danielson reminds me of watching guys like Malenko and Benoit and all of them. Like back and when I first really started to watch like technical wrestling and learning what the ins and outs of that was, like
Yeah.
Danielson and Sabre, I feel like are the guys that best carry that legacy into the modern day. So this gets a goat. It's a goat. Fucking when a dream match delivers up to everything you could have wanted for it and more, what else can you give it? A goat.
What else can you give it? This also is getting a go. Holy shit.
Hey, puppy dog.
This was single handedly one of the greatest technical wrestling matches I have ever seen. And when was the last time these two guys wrestled? It's like eons ago.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking eons. Like, Zack Sabre Jr. was just a wee lad. And I don't know, Brian Danielson was probably winning the FIP world title multiple times. Shit. Bro, I feel like I was watching their first match in this match that they did here because holy shit, they brought out all the submissions. Shit got real. That dragon screw was so fucking gnarly. I was like, can I just get that in slow motion, please? Because I really need to see how that shit. And how is this man even able to keep going after that? My God. Whoo. Whoo. The reason why I said this should have been ultimate submission, because that's basically what they were doing. They were fucking working each other like pretzels and shit, doing submissions on one another. Mexican surfboards, arm stretches, fucking octopus stretches. Jonathan Gresham's in the background like, I could do that better. I'm just, holy fucking shit. This was quite positive. We were supposed to get this at the first ever Forbidden Door show. Danielson got injured. Claudio took his place. That's when he made his debut. I think we were supposed to get this sooner than later. I think we were supposed to get this at the second Forbidden Door, but something happened with Zach, and that's why Danielson got Okada. Now, we got to run this back at Wrestle Kingdom at some point, right? We have to run this back. And it doesn't have to be for the title. It does not need to be for the title, but we have to run this back. January 4th, Wrestle Kingdom 18. Let's fucking go. Danielson, Sabre, you could do that shit again. And you know the Japanese crowd is going to fucking love it. This was just obviously like just straight up technical work at its finest. And yo, both of these guys were hitting each other for real, for real. They were getting welts. I was like, holy shit. This was absolute punishment between these two. Like, if you ever wanted to watch wrestling that didn't have to involve flippy shit, that was more of a ground-based style wrestling shit, more of like amateur Greco-Roman style, this is the match for you. With the submissions along with that. This is the match for you. This is the match that you're probably going to want to enjoy if you want to get into this business, if you want to be a technical wrestler like these two. And all I'm going to say right now before we move on to the next match, whoever wins the Bryan Danielson Award next year has to rematch that person. Because how dare they?
Yeah, that's a fact.
This is getting a GOAT. This was the greatest technical wrestling match ever seen. Fight me. Oh my God, this match. The Don Callis family of Kenosuke Takeshita, Will Ospreay, who now is apparently a part of the Don Callis family. I'm like, so you're a follower now? I thought you were a leader. Like, what the fuck?
Bro.
And Mr. Chi-Chi get the yayo himself, Sammy Guevara. Taking on what now everyone is calling them the Golden Jets. Dumb. Chris Jericho, the Golden Elite, or the Golden Lovers being Kenny Omega and Kota Ibushi. This was 22 minutes and 35 seconds. Go ahead, TJ. Ramble
on. This one was kind of carried by the vibes, but that was great because all these guys are fucking great at working with the vibes. Like I liked how they segmented the match off. How they started with Omega and Ospreay going again, and the crowd was super up for that because it's like, oh my god, remember the fucking best match I might have ever seen at Forbidden Door.
Remember the Tiger Driver?
Yeah, sheesh.
I still have that etched in my mind.
Yeah, bro. I'll never forget that match. But yeah, you had Jericho and Sammy facing off, and the crowd was up for that because of the betrayal and everything. Takeshita and Ibushi, like, and that was a big part of the build. Like when Ibushi went murder Ibushi mode and just started killing off everybody on the other team, the only person to like stand and throw with him and not go down immediately was Takeshita.
Yep.
So like it's clearly they're building that point. Like Callis is calling him the alpha. So yeah, he is the perfect match for Ibushi right now. And I mean, I did pick the Golden Jets to win because I thought that it just the way they hyped up, we were teaming up for the first time and blah blah blah. Jericho and Omega, we finally come together. Like, I guess Jericho tricked me with his promos because I was like, oh well, they're hyping up the fact that they're together.
Plus, you didn't think that like the Elite and Kenny needed this win after they lost that all in, all out, and now here.
Yeah, and also like they've taken Kenny himself is taking a bunch of consecutive losses lately, so I figured they probably get it back, but. And it honestly, I think it's a ballsy choice to go with the Callis family because I honestly do think it makes sense for the Callis family to win, just because it also builds onto the point that Takeshita and Don have Kenny's number right now. Like they have beaten him for the past, especially considering like Callis has Takeshita and Ospreay, who have both beaten Kenny Omega in singles matches and now in tag matches as well. Like he's got his number. Like they're trying to tell the story that Don Callis is portraying himself as, I was the guy that made Kenny Omega, and without me, he's not truly Kenny Omega. And they're selling that by having him and his guys beat Kenny Omega at every possible turn, which I think it's a risky story to tell, but it's a good one to tell. So I do like that element of it. But yeah, like I said, great vibes throughout this whole match. Everybody clicked, everything clicked together well. Again, the match that you come out of this really wanting to see is Takeshita and Ibushi, which I do think we get soon.
Probably full gear.
Yeah, probably full gear. So I'm gonna give this a high grit.
Yeah, I'm only saying that because I mean I looked at this match and I thought of the complete opposite. Not that I didn't hate it, but I feel like some people were lost. Like Kota Ibushi still looks lost in here, and I'm just like, oh my
this
God,
dude has only wrestled like 3 times. Yeah, I get it.
I'm just like, fucking hell. Like, within all those 3 times, you could have gotten better. You're training yourself. I mean, you could get the doll from DDT to train with you for fuck's sake. But it's like the minute he went into murder mode, it's like, yeah, you're all gonna die. And everybody died one by one. And it's just like, yeah, we need more of this. This is the Ibushi we need. We need serial killer Kota Ibushi. The one that just doesn't no-sell shit and is just ready to kill everyone with one goddamn strike. He's like, I'm going to end it in one punch, man. Oh, you motherfucker. Jericho, oh my God, man. That's all I'm going to say. I really don't have that much to say for Jericho at this point. I'm at a loss for words with what he's doing. And it's like, oh my God, we could have had him versus Sammy Guevara one-on-one for realsies here. Like, this is the reason why I didn't like this match, because it didn't need to be a 6-man. You could have just gotten one of these matches out of the 6-man tag. Like, I don't know, Konosuke versus Ibushi? You could have given Kenny the night off, or have him be accompanied ringside in case Don Callis wants to do some stupid shit. And then you could save Jericho and Sammy Guevara for full fucking gear. Everybody here looked. The match was not sloppy. There's certain moments where everyone just didn't click. I didn't hate it, but it felt odd to me. And the fact that fucking. I mean, it's always good for the baby faces to get losses, because the heels needed more than the baby faces at this point. But now it's finally that time for maybe one of these motherfuckers to get their win back. Shit, Kenny most likely needs to get his win back, either from Konosuke or Will Ospreay. He has to get his win back. I'm giving this match a solid good.
I respect it.
FTR defending their AEW World Tag Team titles against Aussie Open. This was 20 minutes and 25 seconds. Go ahead, TJ, ramble on.
I don't think this match should have been 20 minutes. I think this was a very good 12 to 15 minute match, extended to 20. And I think a part of that is because I think FTR has that thing where they've got their thing. They're gonna go out on pay-per-view. They're gonna do a 20+ minute banger with all their stuff. And then that's how they like doing it, for better or for worse. And usually, because FTR is one of the best teams in the world, if not the best team, it's usually for the better. And even this wasn't bad at all. It was actually good. But like, I'm thinking about this in comparison to their first match in New Japan.
Yep.
And I just can't help but think, in thinking about the matches, that one was so much better. I think the New Japan match was so much better.
Wasn't that what the story was about, though? It was like 1 year in the making since they last wrestled. They're coming back here.
Yeah, that's what it was. 1 year in the making. And I mean, they had their callback spots and everything like that. And it was good. But like, I don't know, man. I just felt like, I don't know. There was more urgency. There was more gas in it for their first match last year. I don't know. For whatever reason, there was just something that didn't click to that same degree that it did last year.
You have to also understand that, like, again, Mark Davis got injured during that match again. So,
and yeah, that could also be a definite part of it. That Mark Davis.
Yeah. Like, now he's becoming injury prone. Kyle Fletcher is like, he's gonna be one of the top flight guys. You know, I mean, shit. My partner's fucked up. I'm dating Sky Blue because fuck.
Oh my god, it's true.
I'm making the bag.
I didn't even realize that. Yo, that's crazy. He is fucking. It was Dante, right? That was dating.
Yup.
Damn. Is Sky Blue cursed? Oh no.
Oh no, but Kyle's fine. It's just Mark. The big dude. The big dude's the one that gets injured a lot, and it's just like, the fuck are you doing to get yourself?
That's what I mean. Like, when she was with Dante, Darius was the one that kept getting injured.
Oh my god! And then Dante gets injured, and it's like, oh, we gotta break up.
Yeah. Oh my god, yo, nah. This is
like, you broke your ankles during the Canadian Destroyer landing on 4 tables during a Ring of Honor show. Yeah, I'm breaking up with you.
Yo, nah. Sky Blue might be cursed. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Oh
that's crazy.
I think she's already cursed after she just got misted fucking 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, maybe that's why Julia misted her. She was like, "You got bad juju. There's something going on with you. I gotta missed you."
What are you giving this match?
I'm gonna give this a solid good, because I don't want it to seem like I didn't think this match was good. I thought this match was good. I just thought I'm comparing it to last year's, And I
Yeah.
just think last year's was better. And I do think that it did go a little longer than it should have. But it was good.
I 100% agree with you. Like, this was not better than their last encounter 1 year ago. The match was way too long. I say cut down maybe fucking. I mean, cut down 4 minutes of this shit. Like 16 minutes would have been fine. But the fact that you gave these guys an extra 5 minutes, something tells me they had to call an audible here because I don't think this is what the match was supposed to be. I don't think it was supposed to be 20 minutes. I think it was supposed to be 15. But with Mark Davis getting fucking injured because reasons, they're just like, all right, audible this shit. We're just gonna let it rock. We gotta let it run, right? Because now it's like, fuck, what are we gonna do? We gotta make this match feel like it's something. It's 1 year in the making. They clicked for what they could do, but then after that, it's like the crowd died. The crowd was dead, and I can't blame FTR. I cannot blame Aussie Open. Again, when you have a fucking 14 to 15 match card, there's a problem. The crowd is going to get tired because they want to go home already. And the fact that you're giving them all of this shit, it's just unfucking acceptable. This is why we said that maybe next year he has to tone this shit down if we're going to be doing 12 pay-per-views a year. Tone this shit the fuck down. Shrink it down to 7 or 8 matches. It don't need to be having 12 matches on the main fucking card. This is why the crowd dies out. Because they're so exhausted that they're not focused on what's taking place in the next match because they need to save their energy for the big match that they're waiting on. This is why I complained that we had the whole first hour with just 4 matches running within 10 or under 10 minutes tops. And then everything else went from over 20 minutes. This is the problem. He's not pacing out his card. The fact that you had 4 matches run within the first hour, that was just another Rampage show for us with no commercials. This match killed the crowd. It wasn't bad. It's just everybody was tired. Everybody was getting exhausted. No, I at this point, I'm not saying they were gonna yell beat the traffic, but right then and there, every time we watch these shows, what's the one thing that we always complain about?
What's the one thing we always complain about?
This shit is too
fucking
lengthy.
Too long.
It's too lengthy. Like, bro, if you really like, you're not WWE where you're just like, we make movies and shit. No, you guys make wrestling, but we don't need 4 hours of this shit. Yeah. Match is getting. I'm gonna give it a good. I would have gave it a 2.5, but then I remembered I gave MJF and the Righteous who booked this shit. So I have to at least keep my committed word and give one match that grade, and it had to be that. I would have given it to this match, but then again, it was just too good to be true. It was too good. But this is the main problem with these shows. They're not paced out. You don't get time to breathe because it's like after this match, it's on to the next match, which is package promo, entrances, bell rings, wrestle. People barely have time to go to the fucking bathroom or go get beer. We gotta pace this shit out. And hopefully if they do this with HBO Max, it will get paced out and some matches can get cut down along with the hours. Main event time. For the first time ever, the TNT Championship is being defended in the main event because fuck it, right? International champion did it. We got to have the TNT title do it now, right? Our one and our only TNT champion who won it from Wardlow on behalf of Luchasaurus, Christian Cage, defends his TNT championship against Darby Allin. 2 out of 3 falls. Longest match of the night. 25-25. Great one. It's time to bring it home.
Yes. Real quick before I talk about the match, let me look at chat real quick. Robert says NXT bringing in the Cavalry next week. Yeah, I saw they're bringing in a bunch of people next week because they're going head to head with Dynamite. They're trying to win. Tuesday Night War is here.
But watch them not win because Edge is gonna be on the show. I'm sorry, Adam Copeland. I gotta
Yeah,
start getting used to that damn fucking name.
yeah, I'm sure Dynamite is gonna set something up for next week to see, and probably on Collision and all that. So it's
Well,
gonna
yeah.
be interesting next week. So.
Well, yeah, you also have to remember on Tony Khan's birthday, October 10th, that's when the match is taking place. Adam
Oh
Copeland
yeah.
in his
Adam
in-ring debut to take on the
Luchasaurus.
Kaiju.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, they've got stuff set up. So it's gonna be interesting.
Continue talking to the chat. Let me come right back. Hold on.
All right. But yeah, Colander and NXT, his story going through random chapters. That's what I'm saying. Everyone finish the story. The story is all about the story. This nigga out here doing random side quest bullshit. You ain't think about that story. And shout out to Young Wolf, letting his intrusive thoughts win, saying Sky Blue can curse me. If you date her, your man's is getting hurt. Can you put up with that? I'm gonna pose that question to the chat. You get to date Sky Blue. You get to date that beautiful young woman. But you get hit with the curse to where every couple of months, your homie, your best friend, your man's, he seems to just go down with some type of injury. Can you put up with that? Can you deal with that? Because that's crazy. That's actually crazy. That the two wrestlers she's dated both are in tag teams and their partners have been dealing with multiple injuries lately. That's crazy. But yeah, I'm joking. Sky Blue, she's not really cursed. But yeah, Christian Cage, Darby Allin.
All right, let's go.
Yeah. Christian Cage, I said it when like there's a bunch of people that are now online like, yeah, Christian Cage turned out to be a great signing for AEW. It's like anybody who knows anything knew from the day he showed up, he was a fucking great signing. Like the night he came out, I knew, yo, this dude is a Christian Cage is here. We lit. We're good.
For people who said that, they were basically Todd Grisham in ECW. It's Christian.
Basically, that's how people were feeling. It's Christian, and me, I'm like, nigga, it's Christian.
It's
are you
fucking
crazy?
Christian Cage. What are you doing?
Cage, are you crazy? He about to cook, and look at him cooking. Yeah, this match was fucking excellent. The one hiccup they had is where they were trying to do the spot where Christian slammed him on the stairs. And only because he had a tough time getting him up. And I mean, truth be told, he did the right thing. Like the first time he couldn't get him up properly and set him up. So he just threw him on the floor. Cause like if I'm holding you and you're not steady, I'm not gonna throw you on the stairs and kill you.
Yeah,
like
that's not gonna happen.
He did like it didn't look great, but he did the right thing. And then they went back into the spot. Maybe that was the mistake. They shouldn't have went right back to the spot. But they did the spot again. It worked out. Darby's back was all fucked up, so you got the attention. Again, it like what makes Darby Allin probably easy for a lot of guys to work with is the fact that he's just willing to do fucking anything, like he's crazy.
Oh my god.
One of the dope spots I thought is when Christian went over to Nick Wayne's mom and just started talking shit to her. And then she's making it seem like, all right, yeah, I'm picking up what you're putting down. And then she slaps him, and then it was a wombo combo. She slapped Christian, and Darby just fucking flew with its tope through the rope. I'm like, God. Jesus Christ. Best tope in the business, Darby Allin, probably him or Ray Phoenix. Yeah,
I'd say both.
Yeah, they both up there. But yeah, the fucking excellent match between these two guys. Like Christian Cage obviously knows how to work a fucking 25-minute main event type match. And then we got the big swerve with Nick Wayne betraying Darby to help Christian get the win because you got Swerve and you got Danielson. You ain't getting all three. So yeah, Christian Cage retains. Nick Wayne is his new son. And I mean, like many others have pointed out, it does make sense because Darby just forgave AR Fox, who tried to murder this man. Like we saw what AR Fox did to Nick Wayne.
Oh my god,
Oh,
continue
what?
talking and I'll let you know what happened, like what I just saw.
Okay, but yeah, they pulled up at Nick Wayne's spot and tried to kill him. So I can understand if Nick Wayne is looking at Darby like, yo, you really forgave him? Are you stupid? Fuck out of here. Christian Cage is my new father now. Fuck you. I get it. But yeah, a great match. Big finish with Christian. And then, of course, we go to the end with the big setup. They're beating up Sting and they're beating up Darby. And then we get the debut of Cope.
Adam Copeland, the
Adam
rated
Copeland.
R superstar, Adam Copeland. Yes, Kofi, we live indeed, homie.
We live, Kofi. And yeah, like
definitely new daddy. Yeah, damn
Father
straight.
of the Year, Christian Cage. Yeah, Adam Copeland shows up with fucking Metalingus. Like that whole part of it is still that's still the craziest part to me. That not only did we get Adam Copeland, but he showed up with the theme. Like that's crazy. And apparently it was Beth Phoenix that did the "You Think You Know Me" at the beginning.
Yes, it was.
So shout out to that. Shout out to Beth. Just this, like, a lot of people are comparing this to the end of All Out 2021 with, the big
Danielson,
debuts, Danielson,
Adam Cole.
yeah. And I mean, in a lot of ways, it does track. Like, you have this big main event match, and then you have the huge debut after it to set up the hook for the future shows and all that. So I mean, we're in a good space with that right now. Like, Christian Cage is the TNT champion for real.
That actually makes sense, because here's the thing: Nick Wayne turns, Christian wins, the assault begins, and Sting comes, and all that shit happens. Now you got this same thing: new superstar appears, thinks he's gonna be with the bad guys. In reality, he's with the good guys. That shit is crazy. Like, the rules were just reversed with All Out 2021 and this pay-per-view with the very end.
Yeah, it was basically just like a slight role reversal. But yeah, like the vibes basically carry. Like, that tracks. Exactly. And it's a great, like Tony said, like his big plug for the show was it's going to be the beginning of a new era in AEW. And now we know what he meant. He meant the rated R era, I guess. So, again, even that is crazy to me, that they can call him the rated R superstar, Adam Copeland. Like, I thought there was no way they'd be able to get that. Like, I thought he'd just be like Adam Copeland. He'd come up with like new nicknames and shit. But like, the fact that he can get that name with that theme that's crazy. And it bodes well for the future. I'm going to give this match bars. I'm going to give this match straight bars.
Let me get into this comment because this is the shit that gets me upset. Not Young Wolf's comment. It's just what he's stating the fucking obvious. Like, why are you calling this man a traitor? Did y'all call Cody a traitor when he went back to WWE? Did y'all call Steve Austin a traitor when he went to ECW and then to the World Wrestling Federation after leaving WCW? Oh, here's the real question. Are y'all calling Jade a traitor after she's gonna be in what, fucking WWE main roster soon? Like, shut the fuck up.
Imagine these people watching One Night Stand.
Wrestling, though. That's what it is. Everybody jumps ship. Some people might not be comfortable with where they're at. That's why they go somewhere else to either make more money or become a bigger star. Why the fuck are you assuming, oh, Edge has been a WWE lifer, he will never leave the E? Guess what? Anything can happen in the realm of professional wrestling. This was the biggest example. If Cody didn't even tell you right before your eyes that anything can happen in this sport, then you're all fucking dumb. You're all stupid, and you all need to go get checked. I'm sorry, because this is the shit that pisses me off. The tribalism. Oh, betrayal. What the fuck you mean a betrayal? First of all, they had nothing for this man after he was done with Sheamus. They had nothing. Even with the merger, they had nothing.
Which is crazy. But
so it's just like, dude, shut the fuck up. Stop living in your mother's basement. Go find an apartment for you to actually go read your book at. And stop with the toxicity. This is getting ridiculous. This is wrestling. Do you get mad when D Wade decides to go to the fucking Orlando Magic instead of staying with the Heat? Do you get mad every time Shaq gets traded to another team? Do y'all get mad when Mike Tyson decides to not box anymore? Do y'all what do y'all? Oh my
I
God.
think part of that is just like weird people being tribalistic, and I think another part of that is there. Like a lot of people, we got to realize there's a lot of wrestling fans that are not used to this. They're not used to people going from one major promotion to another. They're not used to two major promotions existing.
Then you're
Like
not
they're
a
only
wrestling
used to
fan.
WWE.
You're not a fucking wrestling fan. You're either a fan of one or you're a fan of the other. If you're not a fan of both, then you're not a fan of wrestling. You're just
Like,
a fan of that one promotion because it's like, this is what I grew up on. This is what I love. This is what I'm going to keep committing to. If they go to this other promotion, I'm not. Fuck you.
Like, that's what I'm saying. They grew up only having like WWE to really watch in terms of like major pro wrestling, and now they don't know how to handle having another one. Like we know we grew up watching Nitros and ECW
we had
and all that.
Nitro. We had Thunder. We had
So we know what this is like.
SmackDown.
We know what it's like to see someone be at one place one week and then show up at the other place.
Bro,
we know what that's like.
We have Impact Wrestling.
Yeah.
You know, NWA TNA. What the fuck are these people's problems?
Yeah, like a lot of these people didn't even see Christian jump to TNA. They didn't even see Kurt Angle jump to TNA. They don't know about this stuff. They don't know that this stuff just happens and that it's business and that it's actually good for business. Like it's a good thing.
Some of these people even knew that Christian was NWA World Heavyweight Champion.
Yeah, like they're not used to options and they don't like the idea of options because they've been told for 20 years that there should only be one fucking major company. But no, it's better when there's options. Like it's better that if Edge doesn't have anything to do here, he can go over there. Or if Jade feels like she can get a better like star building over there, she can go over there. Like it's good.
What if Tony just did an Eric Bischoff to Jade and just said, go to WWE, raise up your value, raise up your stock, and when that time comes when you have to be let go, I can bring you back with more money.
Yeah, like it's business. Like we might see Jade in AEW again.
We might see
Edge in
back.
WWE. We might see Cody back.
Like,
we don't know. We don't know what could happen in the future because it's the future. We can't see the future, but like you have to understand that this stuff is going to happen. It's the business. People are going to go from one place to another if they feel like there's something for them in that other place. And that's fine. That's the point of a healthy business. You have options.
They just go around saying, oh, I don't really like watching AEW because this guy's there. What the fuck do you think you are giving that type of statement? This is a promotion that has fucking Kenny Omega, Adam Copeland, Adam Cole, MJF, Bryan Danielson, the Young Bucks, all these guys. All of these top guys. And you're going to tell me that this is not the promotion that you want to watch? You don't want to watch the alternative of what WWE is? And that's this promotion that's actually really fucking good and actually does pro wrestling and even a variety of wrestling that you can never get in the other one. Unless if it's Impact. You want to see the intergender stuff? Go to Impact. If that's your thing. But you can't be fucking going on the internet thinking that like, okay, you're entitled to your opinion. When there's other people that have a bigger opinion than yours. Did you not hear the fucking crowd when his music hit? That overshoots your opinion. Your opinion does not matter because that crowd made it feel like it was something with this man actually going to another promotion, which a lot of people assume never thought would happen. I was one of them. I thought, okay, he's probably just going to retire and not go to AEW and live his life, go be a father, maybe do some more acting. I was wrong. And he fucking came here. Now, let me talk about this match because I just wanted to get that out of the way because that shit is what pissed me off. Like this whole tribalism shit, this whole betrayal. There's never a such thing as a betrayal in wrestling unless you're betraying the person that you work with. Are you working with Adam Copeland? No. So stop saying he betrayed you. Fucking dickwads. Go suck an HIV pimple donkey dick.
The views of Hazel the Eye Zombie are his and his alone and do not reflect that of the Ramblemania Show or the Banter Club.
Other than that, this is probably the most savage I've seen Christian Cage compete. This has been the most savage. Like, Christian is not known for, like, hardcore type stuff. or like, doing like serious sick spots that would basically just give you like goosebumps and shit. It's like, oh, can't look, but I just want to. I'm sorry, but Darby is really, 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 really out here trying to like solidify his name. It's like one of those where it's like, I'm gonna die in this ring type of thing, shit. And my God, did it look like he was ready to die in that ring? That that steel step spot was very uncomfortable, especially after doing the spot again for the third time and then looking at the replay of how he landed. Nobody even remembers that the second steel step spot, he landed on his head. Nobody remembers that. But then everyone remembers what happened that one because it's like, bro, your ribs, your spine, your elbow, your fucking shoulder. More importantly, the side of your head. Like, my God, if you don't have any concussions or bruised ribs or anything like that, I don't. This man is not human. Him and PCO should just be a fucking tag team for all I care. Do all the crazy shit you want. And at this point, it's more death defying than anything else. Oh, man. I love the interaction between Christian Cage and Nick Wayne's mom. Because, like, that interaction is going to actually be for real, because Darby Allin might get betrayed by Nick Wayne's mom. It's like, you know what? I wanted you to raise my son, but now he has a father, and that father is Christian. And guess what? I'm going to marry that man.
Facts.
He's raising my son right. He got him a dinosaur. How many fathers can you say get their kid a dinosaur?
Yeah. I mean, you don't hear it too often.
No, this is gonna be so interesting. And then that with the rivalry going forward after this, since Darby's done, it's now Edge. It's Copeland and Christian.
Cope.
And we all know Edge's history. If none of you have ever read his book or seen his documentary, that man never had a father. That's why he always got to be with Christian, because Christian had a father, and they always brought him to family get-togethers, family events, and all that shit. That's why Copeland's daughter calls him Uncle Jay, and I'm like, wow, that bond is for real, for real. It's for real. And that's why, like, tomorrow night, I'm really more afraid of what Christian is going to say, because all of this shit is actually going to be true.
He might actually finally get booed if he starts talking about Edge's father.
I mean, he has to, because like this is the heat that they're going with. Like at this point now, it's like this is where it's going. I feel like Copeland is going to be the next TNT champion, and I feel like this is the rivalry for him to start with. I know it feels like a jump ship rivalry, but fucking hell, why not rock? Why not fucking push this shit to the moon already? Christian's already over. The match proved that he can main event a show and still carry what little bit of energy he has left to wrestle, which is just phenomenal at his age. I think he's like almost to his 50s, and he could still do this. With Edge hearing the announcement at the media scrum, he's full time. He's gonna start wrestling every week, and he's gonna be on Dynamite and Collision. Now it's like, okay, you guys still do the weekly shit, and you guys have the opportunity to talk about this man now that he's an all elite man. But I get to watch what this man is going to be doing week by week by week, and it all starts with his former tag partner, the man who he considered to be his brother. This isn't going to be brother versus brother like in the World Wrestling Federation. This is best friends who are like brothers, because Adam Copeland used to have a father.
That is true. That is true.
This match was just amazing. And we technically opened the show with Christian with Tony paying homage to Inoki. Well, Tony Inoki, because Antonio and shit. So it was fun. And then we end the show with Christian and Edge. And again, watching the media scrum, he said it like, He's never been in the ring with Joe. This is the first time in 31 years that he's across the ring with Sting. With fucking Sting. I cried. I fucking cried. And you guys know this. Edge is my fucking hero. Still is. Will forever will be. That man is my hero. The fact that he's here in All Elite Wrestling literally put tears in my eyes. This is more. I haven't cried this much since we talked about how Mark Briscoe didn't win the fucking world television title in honor for his brother Jay. I haven't cried like this since Wrestle Kingdom, when it's like the main fucking event. This match was so meaningful. I'm happy that Christian got this. I'm happy that the TNT title got this. And if you all were thinking home field advantage number 3, psych. You weren't going to get all of them winning, because I even predicted that. Darby was not winning this. You can get Swerve to win. You can get Danielson to win, because that's the main focus. Right now, those are the 2 guys that we have to focus on. Darby's already been TNT champion twice. He didn't need it a 3rd time. Nick Wayne turning on him. Was it jumping the shark? Absolutely not, because I think after he got his ass whipping by that dinosaur in front of his mom, and he's like, fuck you, mom. I have a father now, and he's Christian Cage, and you're going to sleep with him. And it's just like, wait, what? I am now willing to accept this Nick Wayne heel turn. The problem is, how is it going to work? Now, it can't be on this Dirty Dom shit, which, by the way, I got to tell you right now, he won back the North American title.
Yeah, I heard.
That's just legit bullshit.
Is this true, Dave? Heyman going to be there? Because I know Cena's going to be there.
It is true. I saw it I was looking at it earlier while you were talking about this match. Yeah. Heyman's going to be there. Cena's going to be there. A whole bunch of people are going to be there next week, because come Tuesday.
Why? That's fucking hilarious.
Come Tuesday?
Cena and Paul Heyman? What the fuck?
It was the first time that Cena and Heyman are going to make an NXT appearance. This is going to be the first time Cody's making an NXT appearance.
This is some GM mode shit. John Cena on NXT. What the fuck?
And he's not even wrestling. He's going to be accompanying Carmelo Hayes at ringside.
That's actually hilarious. Let me see what Dave got going on here. He might have that. Christian is a genius like that. So
this was absolute genius. This is absolute work. Christian Cage worked everyone by having Nick Wayne be now his son. He has a pet in Luchasaurus. They have the family pet now. The family's coming together. Now all Nick Wayne needs is a mom. Get his mom on here. Like, what the fuck?
Christian has got a boy and his dinosaur now.
She's on TV more than the women's division, and that's sad.
That is kind of crazy.
That is fucking sad.
The woman that was seen the most on this show is Nick Wayne's mom.
That's sad, bro.
I did call it, though, that Christian was going to restore the feeling for this title, and Christian fucking Cage.
Yeah, no,
I'm down with this man.
We both said it. Not, and all jokes aside, even though you and I had this thing.
The bit aside, him pretending to be the TNT championship was honestly, that's why we do the bit.
Was so great.
It was a great bit, and now that it funneled into him actually becoming the TNT champion, it's perfect. It's perfect.
Like, who would have their daughter right next to him and be like, "Did you win this championship? You want to hold the champion's belt? Get out of here. Go to your mother."
Did you win this championship? Did you? It was funny as hell, man. Great fucking great bits.
That's why it's like we keep those bits alive just for entertainment purposes. It's not to piss off. It's not to piss each other off. Like, trust me.
Yeah, we're not trying to piss anybody off. We're just having fun.
That's why they decided to just, do random shit like, it's fucking gone. It's gone for real.
Oh, yeah, the
so that's gone. So, it's reasons like that like we just have fun with it, and that's just our bit, and everyone's in it on the joke. But we all know the actuality. Yes, the dinosaur was the champion, but was he actually holding on to that belt while he was the champion? No.
It was always Christian.
That was always the bit. as long as Christian was holding the title, he was the champion. Did the dinosaur ever walk out with the belt whenever he had a match? No. It was always Christian. Okay.
So,
So
but we do acknowledge that the dinosaur was the champion, and
yes,
we
we
are
do
deleting the stream
acknowledge
so
that.
that you will never have that on record.
Yeah,
I'm kidding.
we do acknowledge that. We do have to acknowledge it overall, because all bits aside, it happened,
Yeah, it did.
and we have to accept it. Other than that, I still have not graded this match. 5.5.
Ooh, he super goated
You want to
it.
talk about a 2 out of 3 falls that, I don't think I've ever given Christian Cage a 5-star match. I have given Edge one when he faced Daniel Bryan and Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 37 when we had the crowd back. But I never gave Christian the credit that he deserves here. And like I said, when I opened up with this has been the most savage that Christian has been. Besides the dead dad jokes and all that stuff, this has been his best work. This has been his most overworked. This is the moment where he worked everyone. And he's still going to work everyone into oblivion. Now we get to, Copeland being into the whole situation. That was great. The package promo that they did, my first thought when they showed the feature presentation, fucking Sammy Callahan, because he had that shit and he's already done with Impact. But then it's just like, no, because a lot of people were talking about Edge and shit, and then it was so obvious, even just not even looking at his face, just looking at the back of him, it's like, I knew it was him because of the way he walked. And then the road had the rated R. I was just like, yeah, it's him. It's him. But then when it's just like you hear Beth Phoenix say, you think you know him. And then Metalingus plays. Tears were flowing down my eyes because it's like, I get Adam Copeland in AEW. I get to see more of him. And now he's signed to All Elite Wrestling. And he's going to be wrestling full time. He's going to be on the shows full time. We might see more of him until he's ready on his terms. He's ready to call it quits. Because that whole thing with him so-called retiring, that was forced. That was forced, and I think it had to do with the merger. I really think that, because they had nothing for him after that. I would have been like, yo, just start a rivalry with Sheamus. Sheamus could have turned heel after they had that match.
You know what I kind of think about it? I think, and this is just me guessing, but I think WWE is a company that, when it comes to people like Edge, who are like legends, like legends who can still go and put on big matches
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I think WWE is in a position where they really only know how to do like WWE isn't, they don't function like AEW, like where they take their legends and they just put them with young guys, like Sting with Darby, Jericho
Yes.
with Sammy, and so
Mm-hmm.
on and so forth. Like that AEW does that a lot. Like they'll take legends and have them prop up younger guys. WWE is not really the type of company to do that. If they have a legend on their hands, they're trying to put them in either the world title picture or some other like match that they feel will draw money. And
Yes.
I don't think like WWE, like they wouldn't do Edge versus Luchasaurus or
Hell no.
anything building into this field. Like they wouldn't do Edge like dipping his feet in the water and facing off with mid carders and doing stuff like they wouldn't have Edge in mid card foot stuff like that, because generally I guess they view that as beneath the legends. But
Like, bro,
like,
we had Edge and Claudio in the same company in
yeah.
WWE, and we still didn't get that.
Like people pointing out that half the guys that Edge named are guys that he was in WWE with, but it's like he never touched any of them. And like I think that's the problem. Like there would be nothing wrong with Edge just going out and having a banger with Claudio Castagnoli, but WWE wouldn't do that. Like they want to find, well, what's the next big storyline for Edge or whatever. And like if they don't have that, they don't have anything. But it's like you can think of other things. You can put him with guys. There's other uses for him. But I just think that WWE is not that company. Like they don't. That's not what they use their legends for. So I mean, it's whatever. I mean, they use inactive legends for that, but I should say active legends. They don't use active legends for that, because they do stuff like that with like retired legends. But yeah, I think that's the issue.
And overall, like, before we get to like the overall grade of the show, this is what I'm gonna say. Throughout the past like month and a half, AEW has kind of been on a turmoil with Punk being fired, Jade being gone, people were thinking, okay, this promotion might not stand a chance now. But I think we've all said that the company would still be all right, minus Punk, minus Jade. It's not a big issue. But when you get something big like Adam Copeland now coming in, and now just erases all the negativity that, we had to deal with throughout the summer, and we're going now into the fall. So it's now we're at the final quarter of this year. Now at this point, we got to start utilizing all of our stars, get rid of all the negativity that we've been talking about, that we've all been have to seeing and deal with within this company, and let's start progressing. Now it's time to start pumping the fucking iron here and move forward. Let's start getting more guys that are young and hungry out there being utilized. That's why we have Ring of Honor. That's why we have Rampage. Let's start doing that. Let's start getting guys like Edge into storylines quickly. I know it's going to be with Christian, but let's start doing that. Let's start getting the tag team division up to speed. Let's start getting the women up to speed here. Let's start booking them on more pay-per-views also, because at this point in time, this whole one women's match that we get is always going to piss off the AEW fan base, because not that the match sucks or the fans are tired, but there should be just more than one. And I'm not talking about put 2 more matches on the kickoff show, because maybe people didn't see the kickoff and they're just showing up for the main card. We need more fucking women's matches on this show. On these shows, like seriously. Hey, WWE marks, cope harder. Yeah.
Cope.
Look, everyone's going to have to cope with the fact that this man Copeland is now in another promotion, which is a shocking, huge, monumental moment and a big grab for All Elite Wrestling. Tony Khan gave him the bag. He signed a deal Friday. All right, so it just makes the obvious sense that having Edge there, and people were thinking like, oh, big trade. The WWE got Jade and AEW got Adam Copeland. That was not a trade. It's just Jade signed, Edge signed. Yeah. That's not a trade. It's not like Vince and Tony Khan called each other. It's like, hey, I want your Jade Cargill and you can have that Copeland fuck. No, it wasn't like that. It was never intended to be that way. And for all of you want to think that it was that way, stop.
Listen, Vince McMahon in trade negotiations would be hilarious. But no, that's not what happened.
It's like hilarious. It's like, Tony Khan would have to trade 5 of his guys for that one guy in WWE. Like, oh, give me all your jobbers for Cody Rhodes. The fuck? No.
Right? That's what Vince would fucking be trying to do. You trying to hold Tony crazy. Like you want Cody? You have to give me Mox, Omega, Jericho.
I'm gonna put them on NXT for like 5 years and then release them.
Yeah, you're wilding out.
Overall grade of the show and match of the night. Go ahead, CJ.
Overall grade of the show. I'm gonna give this an A, man. I feel like AEW. I feel like another part of the reason why people are feeling like, oh, the vibes are back with AEW is because they've been on a hot streak of big pay-per-view shows. Like,
yes,
All In fire, All Out fire.
Even with the lack of build.
Fire. Yeah, even with the like, and that's the other thing. Like, even with these crazy builds, and I think I said that before. Like, I guess Tony can kind of get away with it because the cards always end up being fire anyway. But you still could do better with the builds. But yeah, these last 3 pay-per-views, fire, just straight fire all the way through. So yeah, A for the card, and my match of the night is Danielson and Sabre. I mean, you could definitely give an honorable mention to the main event. You give honorable mention to Kingston and Shibata, Swerve and Hangman. Like, there's a lot of great shit on the show. But yeah, for me personally, like, Danielson and Sabre just hit in a crazy way.
This match is getting, this whole show is getting an A-. The only reason why I'm putting the minus on there is because, remember, I gave MJF and the rights to who booked this shit. And it deserves that. So I want to be fair with my grade. This whole show was still phenomenal, though, for what they did. My main issue is, the tag team titles looking like a complete and utter joke. The people who were going after those tag team belts look like jokes. The wrong tag team won for the number 1 contendership, and we need more women on our shows. What the fuck? Oh, and just have Moxley on commentary at this point. Fucking shit. Because the fact that we had a pay-per-view without Mox in it and all he did was just talk and not bleed, that's just gold. And I'm not saying make that a permanent thing for Mox, because last thing he wants to do is be the macho man of the AEW and do commentary. Like, no, that's Nigel's job. Okay, leave that to Nigel. This show was, they called it WrestleDream for a reason. This was a dream come true. This is how you pay homage to the late, great Antonio Inoki, the father of Shinryu Puroresu, the father of Japanese wrestling next to Ricky Dozan, because his two students, Giant Baba, Inoki. So this is not only paying homage to Inoki, this is also homage to Ricky Dozan. So I honestly say that they did the homage very well. It was like I my thing was, I think this is what I think should have been more paced out. They should have given us some Inoki clips, like after some matches, like some of his great moments and shit.
Yeah.
That was a bit of a downer, but I like the opening. I like that Tony Khan went in there and paid homage, that he had Rocky Romero there, that he had Inoki's son and then his grandson at the same time. It's like, holy shit, that's a generation of talent there who are not pro wrestlers, who probably just have regular jobs.
Yeah.
But I can honestly say from the bottom of my heart, Tony Khan did the show well. Did it well, and he paid the homage the right way, and I can't wait for next year. He said that this was the start of a new era, and yes, that era was the rated R Adam Copeland era, and we are excited for what's going to be happening within the following weeks moving forward. This show definitely gets an A-. My match of the night, I am giving it to Swerve and Hangman. Even though I gave the main event a 5.5, this was the match I was really more excited for, because I love the build, I love the story, I love the contract signing, and Swerve got stabbed in the hand with a pen. When do you ever see that happen in wrestling? Like, come on.
Or that's some John Wick shit.
It's fun. This was a fun show. I cannot wait for next year. I cannot wait. This is just going to be, and again, overall, like, this is going to be the problem going into the end of the year. Hopefully next year, all of that changes. We gotta pace these shows the fuck out. We gotta cut down on hours. We gotta cut down on matches. Like, you could just do 2 0-hour matches and then have people talk about what's happening on the main card. You could do 7 to 8 matches on the main card. You don't have to do 10 to 12. You don't got to do that, because you tire out your audience. You lose them. It's just, I don't.
Or you can put like, drop like 2 or so matches, and then if you got like 2 more matches, put them on the 0 hour. Like,
Yes.
like if because I know Tony has said this multiple times before, like he doesn't want people to view the 0 hour as like a pre-show or something like that. Like, he wants them to view it as like an enticing thing to buy the show with. So yeah, if you put some more of those matches that may not necessarily need to be on the pay-per-view, but would be good for the live crowd, then put them on the 0 hour. And I feel like that would work. Especially, like, imagine you to put like MJF and the Righteous on the 0 hour.
Yeah. Maybe it would have not gotten a who booked this shit.
Yeah, like I think it would work for the 0 hour. Like, you can't call it a demotion. MJF's the fucking world champion, so you can't call it a demotion. But like, that's a big star and a big match for the free portion of the show before we go into the pay-per-view. So yeah, I would do that. Like, if you want to, pace out the shows better, especially if you're gonna do more. You don't have to go crazy for 30 plus. Like, put some stuff on the 0 hour.
There's
and then
always
cook
that
at, like,
saying.
3.
There's always that saying, less is more. Like, you don't have to do so much.
Yeah.
The less you do, the more we have to entertain ourselves with. I don't think that a 12-match card is going to exhaust people. But when you do it on every fucking pay-per-view, that's really exhausting. Not even that, like, oh, some of us got jobs, we all got to go to work and shit. No, it's just, some of us are going to, lose sight of some matches that we were excited for, and we're just not going to care because we have to wait for the next one. Doesn't feel right. And again, with them going to HBO Max and the pay-per-views probably going there as well, which means they'll lower the prices on the pay-per-views because if you're paying for the Max subscription, you're set for life. Meaning, if we're going to be doing these 12 pay-per-views a year, Revolution, Full Gear, All Out, and Double or Nothing, they can be 3.5-hour shows. Make those your big four, but all the other ones, 2.5, 3 hours tops. Because we cannot be doing this shit with, constant 12-match cards. We can't. It gets very exhausting.
It's a lot.
But with that being said, this has been the AEW WrestleDream recap. We got a lot of stuff coming up this week, but no Come Tuesday TV tonight because I got to get up at 4 a.m. We're probably going to switch that going forward, but we'll plan that out. But I will be with Dave tomorrow night on the AEW Watch Party Pro Wrestling Podcast. Make an impact. Ramble of Honor here on the Ramble Mania Show Thursday. Me and TJ will be live on the show that you've been waiting on, Friday Pro Wrestling Podcast. Do not forget, this Saturday, the Tribal Savage, Jay, will be defending his Ramble Mania Heavyweight Championship at Fastlane. And if we have enough time, we'll do Collision right after.
Yes, we will do Collision.
But it looks like there has been enough talk. For it is time to bring it home. Great one. It's time for you to tell all the Ramble Maniacs and BC aliens where to find us.
But of course, you already know where to find us. Find us on Instagram at RambleMania Show and at Banter Club Podcast. Find us on Twitter at RambleMania, Facebook.com/RambleMania Show. Also find our group there, RambleMania Show's Banter Club, where we and the other wrestlers, podcasters, everybody to be associated with, post all our goings on and all that's going down. As far as audio goes, wherever audio is found, that's Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Anchor, TuneIn, Overcast. Everywhere your podcasts are found, search RambleMania Show or Banter Club. And as far as visuals, twitch.tv/RambleMania Show. We're on Spotify video. On YouTube, search RambleMania Show or Banter Club. We get like the videos, click subscribe, click the bell. So that when a new content drops, it goes straight to you.
Yeah.
That's for me personally. Find me on Instagram at TJ the Great One. That's TJ the GR, the number 8, the number 1. And find me on Twitter at TJ the Great. That's TJ the GR, the number 8. It's as simple as that.
TJ the Great too. TJ the Great.
You damn right.
And as always, guys, you can find me on Instagram at iZombies. IZOMBIIESZ. For TJ the Great, I am Hazel the iZombie. This has been our AEW WrestleDream 2023 review here on the Ramble Mania Show. We would like to wish all of you out there 8-point goodies. You're A2 fucking sweet.
Backhand style and a good fight and a good night.
Keep the peace. Fuck the tribalism.
It's time to stop. It's time to stop, okay? No more. Where the fuck are your parents? Who are your parents? I'm gonna call Child Protective Services.